you? This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is November 15, 2019, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, just one event coming out of the United States at 3:30 South African time. It's a monthly retail sales number coming out. Now, altogether, this is not a major number, but if it does beat its estimates, the markets will continue going higher for sure, okay? Because the markets are really looking for any kind of reason to just go higher, and this would be just one impetus. Now, looking at the currencies, we've watched the currencies pretty much remain flat. Okay, the US dollar remains strong and really unchanged across the board besides JPY. When we look at the euro, we look at the GBP, it's pretty much unchanged. Now, as we continue looking at the Dow Jones, it continues to grind higher to making all-time new highs at 27,800-ish level. As a response, gold falters and sells off just mildly. We're going to take a look at that as well. Well, all for the most part is unchanged, while the stocks are still continuing to do their rotation. And this time it's Google that is hitting new time highs, and obviously Microsoft. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading.
This conference will now be recorded.
So we're jumping here into the Euro USD. I just want to highlight the fact of how much unchanged this is, okay? We're just trading at 110-ish level. We're bouncing off of this 110-ish level. And really, this is a threshold, okay? So if we do continue to break this, we may see this continue to grind downwards into the 109.50-ish level and going into next week. But it hasn't really fruited yet. Now, looking at the GBP USD, if we're going to take a look at that just momentarily, you'll see we're really unchanged there. 128.70, it seems like we were there at that same level yesterday. So really not much of action happening in the Forex symbols. However, jumping into commodities. Now, this is a telltale sign, all right? This is a very important sign. We're looking at gold right now, okay, on a 4-hour chart, and we can see that it bounced off of this level at 1446, okay, when it hit that massive sell-off, okay? We'll call it massive because this is most that it's been trading after really grinding between these two ranges right here, okay? That's not such a good picture. There we go, that's a little bit better, okay? Between those two areas, okay? And as we tested that low, we bounced off of it, and now we're actually selling off. So this is very important, because up until now, this could have been a turnaround move where we could have gone into the 1490-ish level. However, if this continues to break down and break further than 1446, we could even see this go down to the low 1400s. Now, the reason I say this, okay, is because the Dow Jones remains very, very strong across the board. It's not just the Dow Jones that's strong, but everything else in the markets is really doing very, very well in terms of carrying the markets higher. Now, we're looking at the Dow Jones trading at 27,828, okay, hitting a high of 880 this morning, okay? Just that said, all right, the more it inches closer to 28,000, closer it comes closer to 30,000, okay? And that really may fruit, because when we look at the major components of the Dow Jones, okay, and we look at some of the major companies like Google, we're looking at Google here on a monthly chart, okay? This is a historic chart. You see that we're hitting all-time highs, 1305. These are numbers are unbelievable, okay? When we look at Microsoft, same story, 147.94, almost hitting 148. And if it hits 150 and sells above 150, that's major, okay? We could go to even 175, and this was trading about $80, $90 just a year ago. So with that said, there's still a lot of momentum on the upside. So my guess is that we're going to continue doing that going into next week. Now, this is really a time of the year where we sell off, and if we're going higher and there are impeachment proceedings against President Trump and the market is just shrugging it off, that means that the markets are really bona fide strong, and I would expect them to continue trading upwards going into the end of the year. So, you know, if I was choosing one direction or another, my direction is up, okay? It seems like I said, and I keep on saying, they're just taking rotations. JP Morgan didn't go higher yesterday. It actually sold off a little bit, but it's at 128 off of its 130 highs, okay? If we look at Facebook, that did not go higher. Yeah, but if we look at Apple, it's close to its all-time highs, 263-ish level, okay? So if we look at most of the FANG stocks, okay, and the major companies in the United States, they are going higher, okay? Amazon and Facebook seem to have just a couple of issues with the companies right now with regulatory issues, and that's really depressing the price of the stock. But everything else is really going higher, and I'm spending a lot of time on stock specifically because that's where most of the action is right now. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.